My name is Tim Mackey, and I am an assistant professor at the University of California, San Diego, School of Medicine, and also the Associate Program Director for the Joint Master's Degree Program in Health Policy and Law at UC San Diego and California Western School of Law. In this video, I will be discussing a health policy and commentary article that will be appearing in the Mayo Clinic Proceedings, authored by myself and Dr. Brian Liang, entitled, After Amarin versus FDA, What Will the Future Hold for Off-Label Promotion Regulation? The article discusses and analyzes a critical court decision, Amarin versus FDA, which is poised to shape the future of pharmaceutical promotion regulation and will also impact clinicians and patients. However, in order to understand the importance of Amarin, we first have to understand the practice of off-label use and promotion. Off-label use is the practice of prescribing a drug for an indication not approved by the FDA. Clinicians are free to do this, and in fact, the practice is relatively common, with studies estimating that as much as 21% of commonly used drugs are prescribed off-label. This figure is even higher among certain patient groups and for drugs used to treat cancer and for psychotic disorders. However, though physicians are free to prescribe for whatever clinical use they see fit, manufacturers are prohibited from marketing a drug for any indication not on the label. For drug manufacturers, promoting a drug off-label can mean huge profits by expanding a drug's customer base without incurring the cost of additional FDA approval. Because of this, there are pros and cons for off-label prescribing and promotion. Importantly, FDA's prohibition of off-label promotion is needed to ensure that drug marketing is evidence-based and to protect the integrity of the FDA drug approval process. Because the stakes are high, the FDA has been embroiled in litigation over its ability to regulate off-label promotion since the late 1990s, with successive court rulings slowly eroding away its regulatory authority. During the same time, illegal off-label promotion activity has skyrocketed, with some of the largest civil and criminal fines assessed against any company levied against large multinational pharmaceutical firms that strategically used illegal off-label promotion to increase sales of prescription blockbuster drugs. One such example is the illegal off-label prosecution of Eli Lilly. In Amarin versus FDA, the latest salvo against FDA off-label, at question is the promotion of the hypertriglyceridemia drug Vascepa, a prescription-based derivative of fish oil. After concerns by an FDA advisory committee that evidence was unclear regarding the drug's use in reducing cardiovascular risk among patients with lower triglyceride levels and already being treated with statins, Amarin Pharma sued the FDA for unconstitutionally restricting its commercial free speech rights. The court, relying heavily on previous court decisions, ruled that the FDA does not have the authority to prohibit non-misleading forms of off-label speech, a decision that the FDA is unlikely to appeal. But what does this all mean? Well, the Amarin decision is important for a number of reasons, but most importantly, it now raises fundamental questions about who should decide what is truthful and non-misleading health information. After Amarin, courts are now giving pharmaceutical manufacturers, not the FDA, discretion on deciding truth in off-label promotion, despite clear profit motives and financial conflicts of interest. What this means for clinical practice is more drug marketing and increased industry-based promotion of off-label uses that may be of questionable quality, truthfulness, and reliability. In response, healthcare professionals need to be aware that a wave of off-label promotion could be coming, and should ensure they have knowledge of approved indications for drugs they prescribe and the evidence base for off-label uses. After Amarin, the role of a clinician as the learned intermediary has never been more important. For patients, the court ruling means less consumer protection, as the FDA and Department of Justice will now have to pick and choose which cases to investigate, given the heightened scrutiny by courts after Amarin. Patients should also be aware of off-label uses that could impact their clinical care, in partnership, of course, with their clinician. While a number of articles have discussed the implications of Amarin, our commentary is unique in that it also proposes a policy solution. Specifically, we've called for the creation of an off-label safe harbor regulatory regime that would separate good and bad off-label promotion. It would also introduce a more collaborative pathway for FDA industry engagement in lieu of future litigation. Importantly, our policy proposal would put the decision-making for off-label promotion back into the hands of the FDA by establishing incentive mechanisms for industry participation and allowing FDA to do its job of figuring out whether scientific evidence supports clinical use of medicines, a task far too important to leave to the courts or manufacturers themselves. In summary, the Amarin decision is an important development in health policy, as it represents a critical legal shift in the FDA's ability to regulate off-label promotion. Post-Amarin, now is the time to modernize how the FDA approaches off-label marketing in order to ensure that off-label communication benefits clinicians and patients, not industry profits.
We hope you found this presentation from the content of Mayo Clinic Proceedings valuable. Our journal's mission is to promote the best interests of patients by advancing the knowledge and professionalism of the physician community. If you are interested in more information about us, our homepage is www.mayoclinicproceedings.org. There you will find access information for our social media content, such as additional videos on our YouTube channel or journal updates on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter. More information about healthcare at Mayo Clinic is available at www.mayoclinic.org. This video content is copyrighted by Mayo Foundation for Medical Education and Research.